I'm Hallie, and it's been a busy news day here in Washington because just as we're coming on the air tonight, President Biden is meeting at the White House as we speak with members of the Congressional Black Caucus who are pushing for negotiations on police reform. You are looking at video that we are turning around immediately as we speak from the White House. It means the team of people, reporters in the room with the president are playing this out. We're going to get you the newsiest bits from it as we're watching this with you live, watching it come in at this moment. It's all happening just a day after Tyre Nichols' funeral in Memphis. We know that they are talking reform, accountability, including trying to revive the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act on Capitol Hill. That's a big topic we expect to hear in the president's State of the Union speech next week. But there are some new developments on classified documents that are looming there in the background and threatening to loom in the foreground, too. You've got today the Wall Street Journal reporting that the FBI is expected to search former Vice President Mike Pence's home in Indiana for any classified material after a lawyer for Mr. Pence found about a dozen documents last month. And today, NBC News is confirming that the Senate Intelligence Committee is ramping up the pressure on the Biden administration to try to get access to what kinds of classified documents were found at his D.C. office and private home. In a new letter basically saying, we can't tell you whether or not this is a national security issue until we know what's in the documents. I want to bring in now Peter Alexander. And Peter, let's start with the documents piece of it, right? We have bipartisan frustration now. We have calls for transparency here, while the FBI is now reportedly trying to schedule a search at the former VP's home, Mike Pence. Yeah. Talk about this kind of writ large and the significance of these two dual pieces of information that we're getting tonight.
Well, let's start, if we can, with the reporting as it relates to the former Vice President Mike Pence's home in Indiana. You'll remember, of course, that Pence, who had initially been pretty critical of President Biden's handling of classified documents, saying that, in effect, that President Biden wasn't taking it very seriously. Then it was discovered by his own aides that there were some classified materials at his home in Indiana. His office, his lawyer, handed those over to the National Archives and communicated that information to the Department of Justice as well. But as we have seen in a situation with President Biden, that wasn't necessarily enough. The FBI also wanted to have a look to make sure that there weren't perhaps any additional documents there. And according to this reporting, that could happen in the coming days. It's notable that we reached out to both the FBI, the DOJ, and to Mike Pence's office and didn't get any comment from them as it related to this here. But it wouldn't be surprising, right? Because Team Pence has tried to be very cooperative with law enforcement and with the National Archives in this process, which is not too dissimilar from the way that President Biden has handled his circumstances, immediately turning over the documents to law enforcement or to the National Archives and communicating with the Justice Department. But all of it, Hallie, of course, is very different than the circumstances as it relates to former President Trump, who it wasn't until he had effectively refused to comply with a subpoena, didn't provide all the documents. Ultimately, it was a court-ordered search warrant before the FBI picked up another 100+ classified documents from his Mar-a-Lago property, Hallie. So there's that, right? So there's the documents issue. You also have what we referenced right at the top of the show, because these are, you know, we contain multitudes and lots of things are happening at once. And that is for the president. The Congressional Black Caucus is meeting with him right as we're coming on the air. We just showed some video of that. I haven't actually even seen the pool report yet, Peter, because we were walking into the studio. But you do have, it seems like, agreement that something needs to happen, right? The president, Democrats agree there should be something on police reform. What is it, is the question. You had Senator Tim Scott today out with a tweet that talks about reviving that George Floyd Justice in Policing Act and that being a non-starter, okay? What is the path, Peter? What is the path for doing something here? Well, that's the question, and that's in part why this meeting is taking place. As you noted, the president is sitting down with the Congressional Black Caucus members right now. Reporters were allowed in the room for the top of that meeting. The president, referencing Tyre Nichols' death earlier in January, said that it was his hope that for Tyre Nichols' daughter, they could get something done here. The question is what that looks like. The George Floyd Justice in Policing Act obviously failed. It was blocked by a Senate filibuster back in 2021. You saw Tim Scott, the Republican who helped negotiate the back and forth on police reform in the president's first 2 years. He basically said that the George Floyd proposal is a non-starter. Yesterday, the vice president at Tyre Nichols' funeral said that it was non-negotiable. But during the news briefing today with Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, I pushed her on that. And in effect, she said that the White House was open to something if it was bipartisan. They were looking to take steps moving forward. So can anything happen happen legislatively. Right now, it doesn't necessarily appear so. And it's likely as part of this conversation behind closed doors, the CBC will be pushing President Biden and this White House to try to find some other means by executive action that they can find some progress as well. The president has taken some executive action on this issue, but they're hoping they can make further incremental steps. Hallie.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.